Oh, did you watch Blue Beetle, by the way?
I
Yeah.
have not. Have you?
Okay. No, I haven't. I'm hearing pretty good things about it though.
My older brother told me it was good.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna plan to see it tomorrow. Yeah, if I have time, I'll probably go see it tomorrow. My cousin is crazy excited for that
Yes,
movie.
I remember you told me
Yeah,
that.
it is rare I see her this excited about things. So,
Is this the same one that went to see Sonic the 2?
that's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she was like super excited for that one too, though.
No, we all hated that movie. None of us really liked Mario because I saw that with her as well.
Oh, really? I didn't think Mario was that bad, to be honest.
It wasn't as bad as Sonic, but it was just it wasn't a movie. It was just a sequence of action sequences that had a loose, like, there was not much of a plot there. Also, Mario bombs Brooklyn in it, and they all cheer him for it. So, yeah, that's a thing. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Earth's Mightiest Comics After Dark. This is we're not recording it that late. It's later for Sebastian than it is for me.
Very late.
Yeah, it's actually pretty late for you. But this is it's a little bit later. If we end up being a bit delirious by the end of this recording, that's why. Let's get on into it. We're gonna end with a DC event. So let's start with a Marvel event here.
All right.
It's Contest of Chaos Part 2. This is the Invincible Iron Man Annual #1. I'm not caught up fully on the main series of this. I'm mostly caught up. I'm not quite there because now this series is turning into an X-Men book, so I need to wait till I catch up on X-Men. So I caught up on. I didn't read the Spider-Man one last week. I read it this week, and I read this, and I thought this was bad.
Okay, what part specifically about it was bad?
I just think the whole thing, I don't think the fight was that good. I think, first of all, this should not have been a fight at all. Storm would have fucking wiped the floor with Tony in like 10 seconds. And like,
okay.
I know she wins ultimately, but I just think like Tony keeps being like, oh, you don't want to pick this fight. You're not at the same power level. And it's like, dude, she's an Omega level mutant. Like, she's one of the strongest, most powerful beings on the planet. Your fucking suit is not gonna save you from that, from a big lightning strike. So I thought the fight wasn't that good. I thought all the dialogue was contrived as shit. And I know that was kind of the point. Partially, I know that like the crystals were affecting them or whatever. I get that, but it was so cartoonishly, laughably stupid that I was just like, no, this is ridiculous. This is terrible. I think the art looks pretty good. To be fair, if I had to say one positive thing, I think the art's nice here. And then the backup story, which kind of continues the main plot laid out in the first issue.
Yes.
Again, it's fine. Not much really happens in it. But I also think I don't like the way that Stephanie Phillips is writing Spider-Man. I think he's the annoying kind of Spider-Man and not the funny kind of Spider-Man. Just none of the jokes are landing for me, and so it's just very like the dialogue is just like the 70s irritating Spider-Man and not like some of the more fun stuff. So I don't know. I just thought this was really bad. This is maybe the worst issue I read this week, I think.
I think this fight was better than last week's. Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, last week. Yeah, I think this fight was better than that one. That being said, like, yes, I do agree that Storm in the end would have won, but I don't think she would have just like completely wiped the floor with the man. I don't know.
You've not been reading X-Men lately, though.
No, but like, but
her power level's ridiculous right now.
But I have been reading Storm.
Yes, but that is also set in the 80s.
I don't see your point.
I'm saying it's set during a previous point. Her powers have evolved much more, and she's much stronger now.
Nah, bro, I'm just gonna ignore that comment.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I mean, I don't really Contest of Chaos. I thought this was gonna be just a lot more of kind of a bit more of like Contest of Champions. You know,
Yeah.
get thrown into a ring and just be like, yeah, go at it, you know.
Yeah.
But this is a lot more behind the scenes than I was kind of thinking, I guess.
See, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be some light narrative dressing in the background where they're going to be like, Agatha's doing something, but it's just really just an excuse to see two heroes fight each other for.
See, that's what I thought it was going to be like. I thought it was just going to be like, yes, obviously she's doing something, but I thought it was going to be like, I don't know what I thought it was going to be really, but I just thought it was going to be more of like a little less of what Agatha was doing and just a bit more of just like, I want to see these two fight, to like basically to like wipe them off the board type of thing. Like, you know, to like just get to lower the heroes. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Like,
see, I think we're not going to get much more of the Agatha story until the last like 2 or 3 issues. I think that's going to very much take a backseat, because that already did in this one. Like, there's not a lot of that in this issue.
No, there's basically none of it.
Yeah, right. So, as to the fight being better than last week, I actually think I prefer the one last week, because at least like Logan and Spider-Man I think are on similar power levels. I do think it's weird because if Spidey loses, I don't think that's how it would go. I mean, like, you know, Logan can't die, but I think Spider-Man is stronger, so
I think the only reason he ended up losing is because he actually regained his mind, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Was like trying not to fight.
Yeah. Regardless, though, I think that, you know, the fight, like, it wasn't visually super incredible or anything, but I think, you know, I like the art enough, and I also think it's very, like, that's just kind of how a lot of these fights go, where it's just, like, random punches being thrown and not much really happens, so I think I didn't mind that too much, versus this one I thought was just kind of so contrived, and I think the actual fight itself kept having these weird pauses where just nothing would happen, and I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I give this one a 4 out of 10.
Wow. I'm gonna give this one a 5.
I think that's about what you gave last week. I don't remember for sure.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna do one of yours that you read here?
All right, yeah. I got Hawkgirl and Uncanny Avengers that you didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go DC. I'll go Hawkgirl here.
Okay. Once again, Hawkgirl.
So this one we got a lot more of Galaxy.
Was that the new character at the end of the last one?
Yes. That is the new character that was introduced in Hawkgirl #1. But yeah, it was so something is like interfering with Kendra's, like, I don't know, not interfering, but like the wings and her like body like aren't really like meshing, and I guess Galaxy helped them mesh together like a lot better, and so like Kendra can actually feel her wings now, I guess.
Yeah.
And so then the evil lady, Vulpecula, might be her. She's just basically trying to track down all the nth metal that she can get her hands on, and so she just goes after Hawkgirl while she's in a club with Galaxy, celebrating Galaxy's girlfriend's like passing an exam or something.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We get a small fight scene in the club, and the Vulpecula pulls off a piece of Kendra's wings, and that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah. I like the art. What else can I say about this? Oof. No, but I'd give this. I'm gonna go 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this one that you're still thinking you're gonna keep going with?
Yeah. Not much is really happening, but it's not like I don't hate it to where I drop it.
Right.
It's interesting enough at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it is a miniseries, so it's not.
It
not
is.
Going to be going on that long, yeah. Well, I guess I'll talk about Daredevil 14. So this is the final issue of Chip Zdarsky and Marco Checchetto's Daredevil run, and so I've been a big fan of this run throughout almost the entire thing. Last issue, I didn't love as much because I think it just got kind of a big like. It was a bit weird how it's like, there's two big demons and now they're fighting each other and Daredevil's fighting both of them in hell or something. I was just like, this is a lot going on at one time. But This issue, I feel like, caps the series off, the runoff in a really, really great way. It's kind of I think this is pretty much the best way this run could have ended. It's very light on action. It's essentially just this, it's a beautiful kind of look at mortality. There's a lot of exploration of death in this, where there's a very nice conversation between Foggy and Reed Richards, where Foggy's essentially saying like, "Hey, I think Matt's back. Like, I keep seeing him everywhere." And Reed kind of goes into being like, "Yeah, it's because Reed lost his mom when he was 7. He's like, I saw her for years and years after that." And oftentimes we just have to think that like they're gone, but our minds seeing them everywhere is our mind's way of keeping them alive and still living with us. And it's just like, it's stuff like that. It's so well written. There's a really good conversation between, spoiler alert, Matt does come back from the dead. He's back at the end of this issue.
Yeah.
But he seems to have some sort of amnesia, and so Elektra runs into him in a church, and they have a really nice conversation between the two of them. It's just really well written. Like I said, light on action, but a really kind of nice, nuanced, and kind of full of lots of depth look at mortality and how it kind of relates to also how through a lens of these characters who often do come back from the dead. So yeah, this was fantastic. I love this run. The next run starts up very soon. It's in just under a month. And I wish Solid and Ahmed and Aaron Tudor the best of luck. They're their new creative team. All I know is this could either break my heart or bring it back to life, because I love Daredevil and I want it to be really good. And I hope it does continue to be great. But yeah, this series has been incredible. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's a little bit hard to like it spans that crosses through an event and also the two different series, and so it's a little bit confusing in the way that comics sometimes can be. But I think this is pretty much a perfect issue. I give this a 10. This is an easy 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I've got to read that one. I plan to. All right.
I'm biased. That was literally my favorite fictional character ever, but I think it was great. Yeah. Should we do the Cull?
Okay, yeah, we can do the Cull.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna suggest the one I made you read, but we can do yours.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah,
that's
either
fine.
Way. What do you think on this one?
The Cull? I wasn't. Okay, first off, I'm not too sure if I really enjoy the art style.
I'm also torn on that. Yeah, I think the faces seem a little bit off to me.
Yes, it might grow on me, but right now I'm leaning more towards I'm not liking it.
I like the landscapes and the creature designs.
Yes.
I'm not super into. Yeah, I think the human characters look a little bit funky.
Yes. But other than that, story-wise, I wasn't really too sure about it until the very end, and that one got me. I was like, oh, okay, this could turn out to be something really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think this first issue didn't really hook me in. I think I'm not super sold on the characters as people yet. I'm not super into that whole connection there. That being said, the elements of this where it explores the weird mystical stuff, I'm super into. So like that weird landscape at the end, or the big like weird crab rock monster right at the start, like that's what drew me into the series, because that was those 3 pages at the start were in a preview of a different comic that I read last week. So I was like, okay, I should get this and check this out. But yeah, the issue as a whole didn't 100% gel with me. I do think I like Kelly Thompson as a writer quite a bit. She's written a lot of stuff that I do like. But this one, I don't have too much to say. But the characters, their personalities didn't really jump out at me in any particular way that I found to be super interesting.
I just feel like they all had like the exact same personality. Like to me, it seemed like when they were introduced, they all had the exact same problems at home.
Right.
Like, every single one.
Yeah. I don't see too much of a distinction in their personalities yet. There's maybe a little bit like there's the funny guy, and then there's
exactly.
There's like 2 funny guys, and there's like 4 serious people, and so it's like there's not a whole lot of distinction between them other than that. But I definitely still will give this another issue, because I do think the tease at the end is interesting. I think the tease at the beginning is also really interesting. It's just that middle part where they're setting up the story that I didn't 100% click with.
No, yes, I 100% agree. Like, yeah, I wasn't really gelling with it, as you said, but then like that last, like literally like last 2 pages, like just got me. I was like, okay, this could turn into something actually really good and interesting. So yeah, I quite enjoyed. Like literally, like the entire comic was like probably like a 4 for me. But that last page probably brought it up to like I'd probably say like a 7.
Yeah, so I'm giving this a 6 for the issue as a whole. I think that middle section did kind of drag it for me. I get that it's kind of necessary setup, but I also think like it's a 4 issue series, so it's I'm like, well, let's try and let's get these characters some personality here,
Yeah.
so that I can click with them. But yeah, I gave it a 6 overall. Not terrible. I want to give us the benefit of the doubt because it's an indie series from a writer that I generally like, but yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely give it one more, but right now I'm not 100% sure on it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll talk about Uncanny Avengers real quick. Just real quick, just try not to say too much. I mean, I don't know. For one, I actually really enjoyed this art style. What
Interesting.
else?
I'm not super into this art. I think it looks better
Really?
inside than it does on the cover, but
Wow, yeah, no, I really enjoyed this one. What else? This one is so I'm not caught up at all with any of like the X stuff going on.
you read the first
So
issue of X-Men Red.
yeah, don't worry about that. That still I don't even remember half. I don't honestly. I couldn't even tell you like
Yeah.
what happened. Still, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't even remember it.
You should probably read some of this stuff. I love like X-Men
Yeah,
Red is great. Immortal X-Men's pretty good. Even the core X-Men series is pretty good.
I wanna get the get it all down like you are, but
Yeah.
that's gonna take me a while.
I might make you a list of stuff that I think is essential and stuff that you can probably skip.
All right, yeah. Because you're following a list, I'm assuming. Or...
Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm doing a check. They have a checklist in the back of every issue that I'm following.
Oof, my God. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Just show me where to start, and I'll follow the checklist.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this one is a bit more of the Captain Krakoa stuff, and his like what I don't know what exactly he's doing. I think he's trying to eliminate mutant kind. It kind of seemed like. But
Yeah, I think he might be working with Orcus right now. I'm not sure because I'm not caught up, but because Captain Krakoa used to be Scott, but I think there's a new one now.
I knew that. Yeah, and then the Blob thinks that's, or some people that are working with Captain Krakoa think it's still Scott.
Yeah.
But then there's the people that are against them that know it's not. You saw the new Miss Marvel in here, but something I did learn from here is that Quicksilver is not Magneto's son.
Yeah, that's been the case for a while. He and Wanda are not technically his kids anymore. I don't know when that got retconned, but it's been a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was news to me. I was like, oh, okay. And what else? The last scene, it had Captain America's team go up against Captain Krakoa, and the last kind of like I think it was like the literal last page was a pretty cool shot of Captain America versus Captain Krakoa, and Steve tried to punch Captain Krakoa with his shield, and Captain Krakoa caught it and then twisted his arm and broke his arm. So that was a pretty
okay.
That was a pretty cool looking scene there. But I can't really say much for the story because I still don't entirely know what's going on. I mean, it's very it's X can be confusing if you don't know what's going on, but like I understood the general thing.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I think actually at the very beginning it was MODOK and someone else.
It was it Dr. Stasis or it could have been Nimrod?
I don't think it was Nimrod. It might be Captain Stasis or Dr. Stasis.
Dr. Stasis is in it. Yeah. He's a clone of Mr. Sinister.
It was definitely him then. It was Dr. Stasis and MODOK, and I think they created at the very beginning. I think they're the ones that created this fake Captain Krakoa.
Okay, yeah, that
I think that's what it hinted at, but I'm not entirely sure there.
Yeah.
But yes.
So you did forget one thing. I read one page of this story, Sebastian.
Oh.
Because we had a Who Are the Gods page in there as well.
Yes.
It was essentially just somebody's been smuggling Tesseracts.
Yes.
So I don't know what to make of that, but yeah, still excited for that series whenever it comes out.
And another thing they mentioned was that the specimen they were studying might have Eternal's DNA in it.
Yes, that's true as well. Yeah.
That is also something they said.
That being said, I'm not going to rate this issue on one page, so that's down to you.
No, I mean, I liked the story. I like the story for what I know of it.
Yeah.
Starting at 0, I like it. What else can I say? I really liked the art. I'd give this a 7.5.
Okay, so that means next up for me is Void Rivals number 3.
Yes.
I didn't love issue 2. I think issue 2 was not great. But this one was better, I think. This was kind of more in line with the first issue, not in terms of necessarily plot, but in terms of how I thought about it. I had fun with this one. The first half of the issue deals with Derek and Solilla trying to escape the Sketzoid ship, which is like the weird pig guy from the end of the last issue. And they run into like a Quintesson in there as well, which I don't know much about the Quintessons, but I know they're Transformers staples. And yeah, so they escape from the ship, and then they head back to their homeworld, and then Solilla betrays Derek and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna deliver you to my ruler now on my side of the Sacred Ring." So that's kind of all that really happens. I don't have too much to say on this. I do feel like this could be going somewhere interesting. I like Robert Kirkman a lot, as everybody does. He's a great writer. But I think still the stuff of this that's not quite been working for me is the Derek and Solilla stuff, which is a kind of a problem because that's the main focus of the series.
Yeah.
For me, this is more interesting when it's focusing on the Transformers adjacent stuff. That being said, I'm gonna read every issue of this, and in part, that is because of, not entirely, but in the letters column, there was somebody who asked if there's a possibility of seeing Invincible characters show up in this series. It's the same company and the same writer.
Yeah.
And Robert Kirkman said, unlikely but not impossible. So yeah, so that's interesting. And now, to be fair, it is also possible, if I'm looking at this cynically, that's a situation of being like, hey, Invincible fans, like, no promises, but keep reading because they might show up. But in actuality, there's no plans. I'm sure there's no kind of concrete plans for them to show up. And if there's not, that's fine. I don't even know how that would screw with so much continuity stuff. Like, that would make things really complicated in that department.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was kind of a fun issue. I liked the first half quite a bit. I don't think the second half was as strong, but generally I still think this was kind of a step in the right direction from last issue. I gave this a 7.
Yeah. See, I just noticed that I didn't even read the last issue. So.
Yeah. I think 2 was not great.
Well, all right. Now let's go to the one I made you read this week. What If Dark Moon Knight? First one. This is your first What If Dark.
That's correct. Yeah.
And what are we thinking?
I didn't think it was that great. Damn. I thought it was okay. This one felt very predictable to me in the sense that I didn't really pay much attention to the cover at the start when I started reading this, but immediately as soon as I saw that first fight and I saw that it was going to be with What If Mark dies, I was like, okay, so Marlene's going to become Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Or the champion of Ra or something. Yeah. Luminary is the name. Yeah. I will say, I think the art is really good in this. I thought the art was great.
I'm glad you really liked it because I also really liked it.
Yeah. But I think it's cool that they're like developing Marlene. She has not had much development over the years, even if this is not in continuity, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I just thought the story was kind of bland, and
it certainly was very predictable.
Yeah, and also like not that dark until the very end when Ra kind of just completely consumes Marlene.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've never been that big a fan of Bushman as a character. So I just thought this was generic and kind of bland, and I thought it was all right. Ultimately, great art again, but the story itself did not really do much for me. Uh, and yeah, ultimately, I just thought that it kind of the premise of this whole what if dark thing was kind of just not correct because this pretty just this mostly just a standard, even lighter than normal Moon Knight story until the very end. So
Yeah.
I give this one a 6 for me.
Yeah, I feel like for Moon Knight, yeah, it wasn't truly dark. Like the last one was like really dark.
Yeah, from what you told me about that, that sounded
That-
wild.
Yeah, that one was really dark. I just sucked because I didn't really enjoy the art terribly too much on that one compared to this one. But yeah, I feel like for a Moon Knight story, this one is not just not dark, not really as dark as it could have been. I kind of enjoyed some of the fight. I liked the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Between Bushman and Moon Knight and Luminary.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, I really don't have much to say that you haven't already said. What did you say about what you give this one?
I gave it a 6.
6. Honestly, yeah, I'd give it a 6 too.
Yeah. Not the worst thing you made me read, but
No,
yeah.
it definitely isn't.
Okay. So I think all we have left now before we move into the Night Terrors block is Something is Killing the Children, number 32.
Yes.
I'm going to make a call here.
All right.
I think this is my favorite issue of the series.
Oh, I really enjoyed this one. I did really enjoy this one. Damn, yeah. I don't know if I can say that yet, but I did really enjoy this one.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So I read Daredevil 14 as the first issue of the week that I read, and I was like, okay, 100%, this is gonna be my pull of the week, like no question, this is gonna be my favorite pick of the week. And then I read Something That's Killing the Children after a couple of Night Terrors, and I was like, shit, never mind. Something That's Killing the Children, actually. So yeah, this is there's no action in this. It's just split between two conversations. One with Cecilia, where she's like, hey, you're trying to kill me, and I don't like that. And Cecilia's like, hey, you killed this Cutter person, and I don't like you, but maybe you can come back to the house and like be on the table and like help make the decisions to try and steer this place in a better direction. And because they're bonding over the fact that, spoiler alert, Gary got killed by Cutter. And then it's a flashback to Erica and Gary having a conversation, and it's just so sad.
It's really sad.
Like the whole back half of this issue is just, it's so sad, and it, like, you finally see Erica like completely break down and start crying. It's like, shit, like, it's kind of much more impactful because of how just a straight tough badass she's been for the entire series. And so seeing that vulnerability is just like such a like gut punch there. I never cry during comics ever. Like, it's so rare for that to happen. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times it's happened, but this one did get me to tear up, which kind of is what pushed me over the edge to thinking this is probably my favorite. Just that kind of emotion is rare, I think, in comics. But yeah, just really great, and kind of a nice, it seems like it's just going to be a nice scene with a horse, with Erica just kind of petting the horse, and then she just completely breaks down. It's just like the whole thing is just, it's so well written. Just the dialogue in this is just, it's just incredible. And so yeah, I have no compulsions with this being my pick of the week, and also with it being my favorite of the series. This was an easy 10 out of 10 for me as well.
No, yes. Yeah, I really liked how we finally got a bit more of a character development for Cecilia.
Yeah.
Knowing really like where she stands with it all,
Right.
Like she truly cared for Gary and Jessica.
Yeah.
And beforehand it kind of made it seem like she was all for the house and stuff like that, but that's not entirely the case. That's just how Erica truly saw it,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so just that whole conversation between Cecilia and Erica, and Cecilia and like inviting Erica to like come back to the house, but in order to do that, she has to bring the kid that created the what is this monster? I forgot what it's called.
The duplicitype.
It is okay. It was a
Yeah.
duplicit type, yeah. So yeah, as long as to bring her back to the house as
Right.
well. So it's like it's a difficult choice for Erica, truly, because obviously she knows what it's like to do all this, But
Yeah. Erica might go back, but no way is she bringing anybody else with her. Like,
honestly, I mean, I could see her bringing someone to the house. I just don't know if it's gonna be like this girl.
see, but I think we got a really good insight into her view on that when James essentially asked her, like, "Hey, can I come?" And she was like, "No, no way am I bringing anybody else into this." So
Dude,
I
I just don't think James would be a good pick. Like this one, I could maybe see.
yeah,
The James kid, no, I did not see him.
I don't know. I think my view on this is unless it's like unless the house was absolutely going to kill the whatever kids she
Yeah.
whatever kids she was monster hunting with, and she had no way to save them otherwise. I don't think she would bring anybody back. I think that's the only situation I can see her doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this one was an easy 10 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, this is continues to be just one of the best series being published right now. It's
Honestly, it's so good.
Yeah, James Tynion is fantastic. And just like that, we're back to this old familiar territory. God, Night Terrors was brutal this week.
Oh man, I mean, my pick of the week is in here though.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Interesting. More than something that's killing the children. Wow. Okay. I hope it's not Catwoman.
It's definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, this is where we started. So I know I said Iron Man Annual was my least favorite of the week. That was incorrect. This was my least favorite issue of the week.
Honestly,
I don't know what the fuck was happening here,
dude. Oh man, this one was bad. Yeah, this one was bad.
Yeah. And you know what made it worse is this is the first issue I read after reading Daredevil 13, which is 14, which is full of really good Catholic writing, like writing about like just all this exploration of it's really good exploration of the Catholic religion, and it's really nuanced and full of depth, and the way Matt is portrayed and the way the whole thing it's incredible. And I'm not religious, but like it's a really interesting exploration of that. And this is like the most basic, like weird, dumb exploration of Catholicism I have ever seen. It just felt so dumbed down compared to Daredevil. It felt so simplistic and just like base level. And I was like, this is not helping this issue, which I already would not have liked that much. But reading it right after Daredevil was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember a lot of this. I just really disliking it.
It was Catwoman and Batman going after the Joker because in a snake place.
Yeah. And so there was like an anti-venom. Yeah.
A name for it. Yeah, he like lit a snake. Like God, what is the word? I am trying to. It's like it literally was like snakarium or something. I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
Literally, I think that's what they called it. But yeah, they find him like passed out in there, and so they take him. No, they try to turn him over to the cops. Then Catwoman and Batman go to the church for like this thing, and then Joker is the priest. Him and Catwoman have like a very small scuffle. Catwoman gets kicked out of the church and ties Joker into a basement, and yeah, I mean, nun lady comes out, interrogates Joker for a bit.
Sister Zero.
Yeah, Sister Zero. Because Joker, I guess, poisoned a bunch of people in the church.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to find the anti-venom. And Catwoman wakes up, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, this maybe also is a prelude to Gotham War. It kind of seems like it's going that way right at the end.
That's literally the only thing I can think of, because honestly, why include this? It's like you said last week, these tie-ins, it's like half of these are just like, why? I
Yeah.
feel like 3 of them this week are just why. I don't
Yeah.
understand why. Why are we making us read this?
So this is my new least favorite issue in Night Terrors.
God.
This was not a good one. I
No.
try to give these the benefit of the doubt when I'm going into them because I'm like, well, I've got 5 of these this week, so I might as well try and enjoy myself. But yeah, this one was really bad, and I gave this one a 3 out of 10, which I think is the lowest I've rated anything on this shit.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna give it a 2, dude.
Yeah.
It was just not good.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna lower it. It is a 2.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
good.
this was not a fun one. The next one was better.
Sir.
I still don't think it was great, but it was all right. It's Night Terror's Nightwing.
So here's the thing. Started out slow, right?
Yep.
Started out well, I wouldn't say slow per se.
Yeah.
I like the art in this one.
The art's good. Yeah.
I like the art in this one. I like so in this one, right? This nightmare, we had like 4 people like have like conjoined nightmares. Obviously.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until pretty late in the issue.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make it entirely like noticeable until pretty late into the issue. But yeah, so it was Barbara Gordon, Nightwing, Scarecrow, and then the 2 other Batwoman, which I think
it's Cass. Cass is one of them.
Cass, is that the purple looking one?
No, that's Stephanie Williams. Yeah,
Okay.
Cass's orphan is what she used to go by. She's Cassandra Cain. Yeah.
Okay, so it was Cassandra Cain. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I know her. I don't know the other one. But yeah, dude. So this one, Harley Quinn was also like the warden? No,
I don't know what her deal was because I thought she was one of the guards, but then she like starts a riot with the other guards. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I was gonna say maybe she's also in the stream, but she has her own tie-in series, so that's not the case. Yeah.
No.
It ends in a circus, though. I remember that.
It do? Okay. All right. Let's reiterate. So first, Scarecrow has a map of Arkham, and it makes no sense because apparently Arkham is like constantly changing.
Which makes sense. It's a dream, so that's
exactly.
just how it lay out. Yeah.
And everybody is like super weird, I guess. Like Killer Croc is like a purse.
Yeah, the designs were kind of fun there. I thought those were
like Catwoman was like literally just like a big cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much that's pretty much it. But then riot ensues and Nightwing and Scarecrow escape. And where do they escape to? To the back rooms. That's right. They went to the back rooms, people.
Yeah. So is that like the back rooms, or is
it is? They went to the back rooms.
Okay. I was wondering about that because I saw the back rooms. I first heard about those in the video about liminal spaces, and I was like, this looks a lot like them. It said this. I think it's what it's called, but.
Yes, as soon as I saw them those yellow walls, where they were.
Yeah.
I knew where they were. They were in the back rooms, baby. The best place to be. This made it the best comic of the week.
Oh my God, you're losing your mind, Sebastian.
And they went to the back rooms. They explored the back rooms. They found some sort of SCCP creature in there.
Uh-huh.
And it was a big mush man with a radio. And then I don't remember how they escaped the back rooms, to be honest. I lost all interest once they left it.
It just like turned into a circus, and Dick saw his dad, who was back from the dead and evil now, and then he's like, then it turned into how all these ended. It's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore, and I'm gonna beat you up because this is my dream.
Yes, that's what happened. Yeah, I lost all interest after the back rooms. I saw that, and I was like, oh my God, this is high. This is 100% the best comic in the world right now.
Okay.
Pick of the week, though, right here.
Yeah. I gave this a 7.
I gave this a 10.
All right, man. Whatever you say. All right. Well, on to Punchline now. Night Terror's Punchline, number 2.
Right. I think the only thing I have to say about this is why, and we can move on. That's it.
I kind of like this one.
Honestly, why? Again, I just said it. Why are we including this? This has nothing to do with anything.
Oh no, I agree. Like that is I am not arguing with that. I just think it was kind of I don't mind this issue. I thought it was all right.
Like I will say, it was an enjoyable read. Like seeing like her like fall into the internet.
Yeah, I think there were some really interesting things with that. Yeah, artistically with that whole thing.
It was certainly cool to see. Like me saying why. It's not the fact that I hated this one. I just don't understand. I just don't understand why we're doing these tie-ins.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
yeah.
Why? Oh man, it's like, why are we gonna make us read 5 to 6 every single week when half of them have nothing to do with the main thing?
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think this issue is not. There's no real reason for it to exist, but I think as it stands, I think it was all right. I think it was written fine. I think the art, again, creative usage of like the YouTube like video player, for instance, seeing that kind of be used as an instrument to fight off the Batgirl monster thing was interesting. And I think artistically it was very kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, I don't have too much to say. I still give us a 7 though. I think this is solid.
I was gonna give it a 6.5.
Yeah, fair enough. It's better than Nightwing. We just all agree on that and move on.
Oh man, I don't know. She didn't go to the back rooms. So.
Yeah, God, yeah. I hope the back rooms never show up in another comic. Otherwise, we're never gonna hear the end of it. Okay, right. Then it's on to Night Terror's Superman number 2. Yeah. Good enough, I guess.
I don't like, honestly. Not really a lot happened in this one. For like I feel like one of like the more critical tie-ins. I feel like nothing really happened.
Yeah, this is almost more of an Aquaman issue, or as much of an Aquaman issue.
Yeah, like I think like the biggest thing would be the fact that like they now know how to wake everybody up.
Yes, that's true. I forgot that even happened in this one.
Yeah. Like I'd say like that's like really the biggest thing, and the fact that like the world is safe because of Aquaman and like his and everybody just from Atlantis.
Really. Yeah, all the Atlanteans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
We do get a brief Marilyn Moonlight appearance. She doesn't do much, but as someone who's.
Do you know who that be?
So kind of. You need to read more of the Superman series, because she makes an appearance. I think her first appearance in issue 2 of that series. I know you only read the first one. So there's a big kind of mystery going on of like, who is this character? So I'm very much interested to see, like, this character is fascinating to me so far. So I'm very interested to see what they do with her in the core Superman series, which thankfully comes back soon because Night Terrors is almost fucking over. This is the dream is, it's another one of these dreams. It's and then other than that, it's Aquaman fighting a big blood monster, and and that's about it. Again, don't have much to say on this one.
Oh, like really, what we said is like literally the only thing that's worth mentioning.
Right. This is another 7 for me. I thought this was fine, but I don't think it was as good as the first issue, and I, again, think it's just kind of going the way that all these are going.
I think I still gotta do 6.5s.
Yeah. Yeah, which is what Nightwing deserved, but you're blinded by the back rooms.
It's not what it deserved. It deserved an 11, honestly.
Yeah.
I just couldn't put it. As much as I liked the back rooms, I couldn't put it above Something Is Killing the Children. That's why I only got a 10.
Okay. Okay, and now we are at the this Night Terrors block went really quick.
We're definitely not talking about it as nearly as much, to be fair.
We're up to Night Terrors Wonder Woman number 2. This is the final issue of the week. Yeah, I didn't like this one as much as I did the first one.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I don't know if I really liked this one that much, honestly.
Yeah, art continues to be pretty good. But again, it's another one where Wonder Woman does a big speech about how, like, I'm not afraid of this anymore, and this is my dream, and I'm gonna beat you up, and we have to, and it's just like, okay, yep, I've seen this like 15 times by this point. This is week 3 of the second issue of the tie-ins.
I think the one cool thing I feel like the one cool / interesting thing that came out of it is like the fact that she like learned how to control the nightmares by just basically accepting them, you know?
Yeah, but even then, like that's kind of what everyone has been doing in this
I don't know.
series.
See, they've been escaping him. She literally like controls them.
Yeah, I
That's the
guess.
thing. That's why I thought like that was interesting because like everybody
Sure.
else is just waking up from them. She's like
Right.
actually embracing it. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, credit to this issue for being an actual Wonder Woman story and not a John Constantine story like the first one was.
That is
Um,
true. That is true.
much as I like Constantine. Yeah, and then there's also a backup story again that I don't care about.
I
And
literally skipped through it. I think it was Gaia or something. I don't know.
yeah, it was Gaia versus Nubia. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on there. I don't know if that's going to tie into the upcoming Wonder Woman series, but I read it, but I was like, yeah. I gave this one a 6. This was definitely not the highlight of Night Terrors this week. That being said, I don't know if there really was a highlight of Night Terrors this week. They're all about the same.
I mean, I think Nightwing was a pretty
Uh-huh.
highlight, man.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah,
No, I'd give this a 6.
yeah. It's God, Night Terrors this week this is this the worst? This might be the worst week of Night Terrors yet.
Oh, see,
I
I
think
don't
it
know
is.
about that one. I don't know.
Just Catwoman on its own is
I mean,
really
if we were just counting Catwoman, that was awful. But like, Nightwing was really great. Yeah, everybody else was just kind of not good.
yeah. You know what that
I
one
was-
Nightwing.
Yeah, no. I'd say last week's was pretty bad, honestly.
But last week at least had Night Terrors 3, which was
Night
good.
Terrors 3.
Yeah.
Now, which one was the one with Joker in it? That one, the Joker.
That was
number
2 weeks
2.
ago. Yeah.
That one, I think that one was really like besides the Batman one because I really liked the Batman one.
Yeah.
Black Adam one wasn't good. Poison Ivy
You
one
liked
was
Ravager
really
okay.
Ravagers was okay, and then the Jokers, but like 3 out of the 5 were just really not
Yeah.
good.
Well, Night Terrors as a whole, I still like the main event again, but
We still like the main event.
yeah, liking the Titans less and less with every week. That being said, next week is pretty much the final week of Night Terrors. Not entirely. There's a one shot 2 weeks from now that's the actual wrap up of the event. But as far as the tie-ins go, next week is the last week of those, and then the core Night Terror series wraps up that week as well, and then it's just Night Terror's Night's End 2 weeks from now, which is the finale of the event. So we've almost covered the full event, besides the 1 week that we missed when I was out of town. But yeah, Night Terrors is on its way out here. But yeah, other than that, next week is huge. If for no other reason, well, first of all, again, Night Terrors is wrapping up, but also the Immortal Thor starts next week, which is my most anticipated comic series of the year, probably. So I'm very excited to talk about that next week. Also, the final issue of Daredevil in Anchor number 4. The series is still not very good, but I will read it. And then also the contest of chaos keeps on going as well.
Who do you think's gonna win next week?
I don't know. I think probably Ghost Rider.
I was gonna say, I think honestly, probably Human Torch.
I don't know. I think Johnny will get cocky and then and then Ghost Rider just will not give him a second chance. Or at least I think that's how it should go. I don't think that's how it will go because they have to fill out a fight. But I think ultimately, like, Johnny would be like, this guy, he's my friend.
No, I could see that. Yeah, for sure.
So I think Johnny will get a bit overconfident. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but so far the pattern has been the characters whose book it actually is are not the ones who win. Both Iron Man and Spider-Man lost. So
fair
if that
enough.
trend continues, then Johnny will also be losing here. Yeah. Also the finale of Planet of the Apes, which is a series that I've been very much enjoying. So yeah, that's any other things you want to shout out next week?
Let's see here. Will I finally give good comic to read?
Yeah,
Find
maybe
out next week.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you everybody for listening and or watching. Sorry, this is going to be going out a bit late. Probably not even until Monday afternoon. I don't think I'm going to be editing this tonight. If you liked the show, first of all, if you're on Spotify, you can give us a follow, and you can also let a friend know if you've been enjoying it. That's probably the best way to to help the show out at this point. You can also email into earthsmightiestcomics@gmail.com. That's all one word with no apostrophe in the word Earths. If you want to let us know what you thought about this week's comics or what you are excited for next week. Is there something that you're reading that you think is great that we're not reading that we should be reading? You can let us know there as well. And if you're on YouTube, of course, you can like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell notification. You can let us know, again, same thing, what you've been enjoying in the world of comics and what maybe you are excited for. Yeah, like I said, we'll be back next week. Super excited to talk about Immortal Thor. But that'll do it for this week. So thanks again for watching or listening, and we'll see ya in about a week or so.